I cannot believe that I'm filming this video right now. Like, I have no words. And this is my brand reveal video. Jaclyn Cosmetics took way too long. And I can say that I am launching a brand that I am so proud to be the owner of. I cannot even begin to tell you. Like, I'm very thankful for you guys. This is huge. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am here to introduce to you my new brand, Jaclyn Roxanne, and it is my jewelry collection. I said it out loud. Oh my God. I'm so really excited to film this video that I need to breathe. Like, I feel like I took 6 shots of espresso. I'm so wired and amped up. I'm so excited right now. I cannot believe I am launching another brand. Like, am I crazy? I am revealing my brand new brand, Koze. I want to talk to you about what's been going on in my personal life and behind the scenes of the camera that has led to me making the decision on my own to shut down both Jaclyn Roxanne jewelry and my Koze comfort line.
Hello you guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So in today's video, by the title and the thumbnail, clearly we are going to be talking about the downfall of Jaclyn Hill's businesses, specifically talking about Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, and I'm also going to be touching on the other 2 companies that Jaclyn Hill has shut down in the past 6 months. So for those of you guys who do not know, Jaclyn Hill recently announced on Instagram that she would be closing her final business, Jaclyn Hill Cosmetic. So on Jaclyn Hill Cosmetic, she wrote, 2023 has come to an end, and it's truly been a transformational year for me. The joy you're seeing in me is real. However, the road to get here has come with a lot of tough realities and decisions I have had to make as well. With that being said, I have decided to close the doors on Jaclyn Cosmetics for the foreseeable future. There has been plenty of talk, but what I will say is the brand has been such an important chapter in my book and one I will always cherish, but am ready to close. First, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for the support and love you have shown me and this brand. You let this girl dream, and that's what I did. I still have those dreams, but to properly pursue them, I'm going to need time and patience to do so. I also want to thank Ulta for continuing to believe in me, supporting my brand and future endeavors. I don't take that lightly. To make it very clear, I'm so excited for the future. I am in the best mental and physical health I've ever been in. I have an unbelievable support system through all of you and my family. I'm finally feeling like myself again. I am incredibly grateful to be where I am in life, and I can't wait to continue to grow in all aspects of it. Thank you so much, and I wish you and your loved ones a healthy and happy and blessed 2024. XO Jaclyn. So with that being said, recently the internet found out that Jaclyn Hill does not fully even own her cosmetic company. Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics is owned by a parent company, Forma, and Forma recently has filed for bankruptcy. So clearly this made everyone speculate that Jaclyn Hill wasn't the one who actually wanted to close her cosmetic company, but instead it had to do with the fact that Forma has recently filed for bankruptcy. It also personally makes me speculate that her company may not have been making enough money to actually sustain and keep it going, which is a huge reason why Forma probably had to make the decision to shut down the company. Now this conversation leads me to the other businesses that Jaclyn Hill has started, all being shut down within the last 6 months. So that would be the brand Koze, it would be the brand Jaclyn Roxanne, and then clearly now Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. So in a video in August of 2023, Jaclyn had announced the closure of both her jewelry company, Jaclyn Roxanne, and her self-care company, Koze. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because I think that it shows a trend of her starting things and then them coming to a quick close, especially when we're talking about her jewelry company, her makeup company, and Koze, which was a brand that sold clothes and blankets, robes, things like that for like nighttime wear and for in-home wear. So I feel like this also is a trend to her businesses coming to a close, and I wanted to talk about Koze and then also talk about Jaclyn Roxanne. So in the video in August of 2023, Jaclyn stated these select things. She said she was ready to admit her wrongs as a creator and influencer. She says everything goes back to her makeup launch. She states that the failure of the lipstick launch led her to start these other brands. Along with seeing other influencers starting brands, it made her feel pressured to also start other brands. She also states she is sick of constantly pushing products and being a salesman. So with that being said, she would be closing Jaclyn Roxanne, her jewelry company, and Koze.
I want to talk to you about what's been going on in my personal life and behind the scenes of the camera that has led to me making the decision on my own to shut down both Jaclyn Roxanne jewelry and my Koze comfort line. This all goes back to Jaclyn Cosmetics. This all goes back to my love for makeup, and this all goes back to my lipstick launch. I know I'm already getting emotional and it's still the beginning of the video, but this is a very emotional topic and I'm sick of acting like it's not, and I'm sick of making jokes about it. Thought that lipstick launch was going to be my legacy. Like 18 nude shades in one launch. It literally had never been done before. And I thought that was just gonna be like, it was gonna just like crack the earth, and that was gonna be the beginning of my legacy. That was my little girl dream that was coming to reality, and who gets to experience a moment like that? We all saw what happened with those lipsticks. And like I said, although I make jokes about it, it still haunts me all the time. And it's what led to opening up and starting these other brands. The way I handled the lipsticks is the biggest regret of my entire life. That's when I decided to create 2 new brands. Instead of pouring myself back into cosmetics, taking accountability and not giving up on myself, I decided, well, gotta create new brands, gotta prove myself to my followers that, you know, I'm a bad bitch and I can do this. And I'll be honest, you guys, like just keeping it real, I kind of feel like it was a pressure that was put on me in the sense I put on myself of like all of my peers, they all have brands. Like that's what you do. Like you create a YouTube channel, you get the income, and then you create your own brand, something that can make you money going forward. And I looked around and I see everybody, you know, it's like Manny, Laura, Desi, Katie, all these people who are in the same space as me at the same time are all creating brands. And to me, it looks like they're thriving, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do it too. I gotta do it too. And that's really another thing that I fucked up on in a decision that I made that ended up hurting me, because at the end of the day, guys, I don't really wanna be a brand owner. Don't get me wrong, you guys, I love jewelry and I love my jewelry. Look, I'm wearing it all right now. Like, I'm proud of it. Koze right here. Literally, I've got my blanket with me at all times. Softest blanket ever. Love it. I love it. I'm proud of it, but I'm not excited about it. And that's the thing. It's like, I get excited over cosmetics. I'm not excited over these things. And I kind of had this like aha moment recently where I'm like, I don't want to be known as the cozy girl. I don't want to be known as the blanket girl. I don't want to be known as the jewelry girl. Like that's not supposed to be my legacy. My legacy was supposed to be cosmetics. That's what I've loved since I was a kid. Like that was my original dream, was something in the makeup creative space. And at this time of my life, I just want to get back to that. That's just what I desire. I also just want to say, because it's something that I've wanted to say, just like loud and proud with my chest, is that I feel like my social media is just, it almost looks like one big brand deal. Because I've got these 3 brands, and in order to pay for the salaries and keep my warehouse open and everything that it takes to run a business here in Tampa, like I have to have launches all the time. And then I've got Jaclyn Cosmetics and I've got Ulta promos. And it's like, I feel like I'm just always pushing product in your face, and I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm so over it. Like I can't stand, I feel like a salesman, and it's just not me, and it feels icky. Even though I love these products, it's just too much. I just jumped into the dive in without floaties, and I don't know how to swim, and that's how my life has felt for the past couple of years.
In this video, she also took a short period of time to address her brand and company, Koze.
I do want to take a moment to address the naming of my brand, Koze. So as a lot of you guys may know, there is a Canadian creator, and she had an online digital platform called All Things Koze. And Koze was spelled the same way as my brand, Koze. So at the time, I hired a trademark attorney to make sure that whatever name my team and I came up with for my brand was going to be able to be used legally. We came up with over 100 different names. Everything was taken. We created names from scratch, taken. Everything was trademarked until we came up with the name Koze, spelled Koze. My attorney told me, trademark is open. It's all yours. Great. Where I personally messed up as an owner, as a founder, as a CEO, was not doing my own due diligence on the social media side of things. I was not made aware that there was a smaller Canadian creator with an online platform that had that exact same spelling within the brand name. Until we had placed an order for everything, for the blankets, for the robes, for the pajamas, for the socks, for the slippers. And then that's when I was made aware of the spelling being the same. The second that I was made aware of the situation, my team and I reached out to her directly to try to make this right, and we never heard back from her. And I completely understand why, because I would be pissed off if I was her as well. all right? The situation sucks. I'm just giving you my perspective of what happened behind the scenes of the camera.
So for those of you guys who are unaware, Jaclyn began a brand, Koze, selling products like I already stated, cozy clothing, robes, blankets, socks, things of that nature, when another large influencer, Jaclyn, had also already had a brand and company called Koze, spelt the same way. She was actually selling these same exact products, and she's been selling them since the year of 2017. Instead of Jaclyn ensuring that nobody else had this brand name, she decided to call her brand the exact same thing that this other influencer was calling it. And unfortunately, it had a pretty similar logo. I would try and find both of them so I can put them side by side to show y'all. Jaclyn stated in that video that she got a trademark for the name Koze without doing her research on if other brands had been made with the same name. So people speculated and still speculate that Jaclyn knew of Jaclyn's brand Koze and wanted to announce its trademarking because Jaclyn decided not to trademark the name, even though she had been open since 2017. So a lot of people believe that Jaclyn knew of this company, knew of this brand, knew of this other influencer, and because that influencer did not trademark the name, she thought that she could just go ahead and trademark it and do it quicker than the other influencer had. The issue with having such a big name like Jaclyn Hill, by her taking the name Koze and trademarking it, she will essentially drown out Jaclyn's brand. Koze, when it comes to SEO and places like Google or Instagram, when people decide to look up Koze because it's spelt the exact same, they're clearly going to find Jaclyn Hill come before Jaclyn's brand because Jaclyn Hill is a larger influencer. Now, I will say Jaclyn does have over 1 million followers, but in the end, Jaclyn Hill is a larger creator. And because of that, it will start to drown out Jaclyn's name and brand when people look up the company. So whether Jaclyn trademarks Koze or trademarked it in the first place, she would still ruin Jaclyn's brand due to being a larger creator and Jaclyn's brand being the first when it comes to Google and social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube. So Jaclyn actually decided to make a video addressing this whole entire thing.
As soon as I found out about this, I instantly reached out to some lawyers and got them to start filing the paperwork to trademark Koze. Now, because Koze is such a wide umbrella, I had to trademark under 7 different classes, which I learned a lot from this experience, by the way. And like, her fans were right. I should have done this much sooner. From a stone cold business point of view, without me having my trademark in, this person could do this and there would technically be nothing wrong. If we're talking more ethically and morally, and also just if you're gonna say you didn't know that I existed, I can't see how that would be. But hey, maybe I will give the benefit of the doubt. My lawyers were telling me that I still would have a case. I could still fight this person because I had been in business for 5 years and I have been selling goods under that name for 5 years, under that branding for 5 years. So even if this person did have a trademark, which they didn't, I don't know if they do now, I could legally pursue them. I really didn't want to do that. And when it comes to trademarking, especially in the US, now I'm a Canadian and my business is incorporated in Canada, for me to go through the process in the US, they definitely favor whoever files first. So instantly when we found out that they hadn't filed, and I would check back a week after that, and still no filing. And my lawyer assumed it was because this person was waiting for their first sale, because if you have sold something under a brand name, the filing process for trademarks is very different. We assumed they were waiting until their launch day to file their trademark because it would be a different process, which gave me some time to file mine first. And so I got the lawyers to draft up the paperwork. Like, we basically went like, if this happens, what would go here? If this happens, what would happen after that? If this happens, what would happen after that? So if I filed first, I could do a cease and desist. Even if I didn't file first and they got their filing before me, I could still legally pursue, get them to change out of Koze. The estimated cost in the US alone in US dollars is $95,000 to do that, which is why I was rushing to get my trademark in first at that point. That's in US, so in Canadian dollars, that's well over $100,000 Canadian. To move forward legally with taking action, because I technically did have a leg to stand on, it was just gonna be lengthy and expensive. So the other option was file first, and if you file first, you have more of a leg to stand on, but it was still going to require taking legal action. Even if I had my trademark first, I would either have to file a cease and desist, and if they didn't respond, or if they didn't, take down their Koze, I would still have to legally pursue. Not to mention, if I'm like, I don't first of all want a legal battle. Let's just put that out there. That's not something I'm looking for in this stage of my life. As a new mom, no thank you. Also, I didn't want the drama of it because, let's be honest, if I legally pursue this person and their brand, like, the drama that would ensue I don't want to be roped up into that either. I don't want to hurt this person. I don't want to hurt their business or their brand. I know that this person obviously put in work to do what they're doing, and to legally pursue them also just like didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel authentic to me. Again, if we're gonna go back to business is business, if I was a type of person that looked at business that way, I definitely probably would have done it. I don't. I moved through my life very much by my moral compass, and my moral compass was like, no. And so having all the paperwork done and ready to go, I decided not to file the trademark for Koze. I decided to rebrand instead. That felt right to me in the sense of, at least at the end of the day, I know that I stuck true to my morals and my values. I'm gonna let this person have Koze. I'm gonna move on with my life. I'm gonna mind my own business. I'm gonna wipe my hands clean of this. I'm gonna go rebrand, which also another thing that my lawyer was telling me is I technically also had grounds to sue and ask for money, for the money it's gonna cost me to rebrand, for the money it is costing me to rebrand. I don't want to, because again, I don't want to take any legal course of action against this person. I don't want the drama from it, and I don't want the stress on either end, the stress on me or the stress on this person. Like, I don't want any ill will towards this person, even if they don't give a shit about me or my company. It's just not the way I move through life. I just have to let go of Koze with zero compensation, zero help, zero anything. Like, my own fault for not trademarking first. I am aware. I will own that. I still could have trademarked first. All the way up into their launch, they did not have a trademark, so I still could have. I decided not to. I don't think anybody wants... Anybody that might follow both of us probably wouldn't want to see that happen. I don't want to see that happen. And also, the world doesn't freaking need more negativity.
So in Kaylyn's video on YouTube addressing this, she stated that instead of pursuing legal action against Jaclyn, because her lawyers did state that she could, she made the decision to change her brand name, as she was essentially forced to, or else it would cost her hundreds of thousands of dollars to go after Jaclyn legally for using the same name that Kaylyn had been using for years. So I think that Kaylyn herself was put in a really hard position to spend Lord knows how much money on this rebrand, changing her name, changing her company's name, all of the things that she had put 5+ years of work into. So back to Jaclyn's video, she stated that she was looking for a name she could trademark for her brand, and the trademark for Koze was available. So Jaclyn did admit that she failed to check on social media for other brands with this name spelled Koze, and she did not become aware of this creator and their company until they put a huge order in for Jaclyn Hill's company. So Jaclyn Hill said that they clearly put this huge order in, and she already ordered it, so just because she became aware of Kaylyn's name, she wasn't going to change it, which I will say you do have the opportunity to still change it. This brand hadn't been fully launched or anything, so Jaclyn Hill did have the opportunity to change the tags that were on the company's clothing and stuff like that, but rather she decided to go ahead with the company and the name instead of looking out for the other creator who already had this company. Now, something that I find interesting about this whole situation is that in Kaylyn's video where she addressed this whole entire thing, she stated that when Jaclyn started Koze and when she announced it, it was never trademarked, even though Jaclyn said it was. So Jaclyn Hill was putting TM in all of her social media platforms. She was telling people it was trademarked, but Kaylyn said that when she went to her lawyers and everything said that this name still was not trademarked. So Jaclyn hadn't even gone fully through with the process before she was stating that it was trademarked. So Kaylyn did say that a big reason that Jaclyn may not have actually trademarked it before she sold it was because she was waiting for her first sale to come in, because apparently with trademarking, that makes the process quicker. If you've made a sale with the company and that name, when you go to trademark it, it is a faster, quicker, and simpler process than trademarking it without a sale. So that is what she speculated Jaclyn was doing. But due to the trademark not being in yet, this is what would have given Kaylyn a leg up and a chance to go after Jaclyn legally, which again, she ultimately decided not to do, which I think says a lot about Kaylyn's character. I think that a lot of people would have gone the legal route of going through that entire process, but instead she decided to rebrand this company that she spent years pouring everything into. So with all of this happening, we now see that Jaclyn opened up her brand Koze. It hadn't even been, I believe, a year. I don't even think that brand was open for a year, company was open for a year, until Jaclyn announced that she would be closing it. So instead of allowing Kaylyn to keep her name that she spent 5+ years working on, she ruined that individual's business and name, and then still ended up closing her company within a year. Now, people will argue that Kaylyn should have trademarked the name in the first place, and I will agree with that. She should have trademarked that name, especially after 5 years of doing amazing amazing in that business that she was doing. But I think that Jaclyn going through with this name, even after being aware of the situation, shows a track record of how Jaclyn operates with her businesses. And I think that that showed a lot of people on social media, like Jaclyn's followers, especially her loyal followers that have been following her for years through all of the other controversies that she's had. I feel like this was the tipping of the iceberg for a lot of people. And it really showed how Jaclyn operates when it comes to being an influencer, being online, and starting businesses. So I definitely think this caused a lot of people to lose trust in Jaclyn and look at her differently when it comes to character. And I think it caused, again, all of those people that were supporting her through all of her controversies, it caused a lot of people to stop supporting her after this issue. Now, the last post made from Jaclyn Roxanne, her jewelry company, was in December of 2023. And for the Koze brand, her last post was in September of 2023. And now both of these companies are completely closed down. Now, I did go and look at Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, the company's FAQ, and it shows that her products will be on sale until January 31st of 2024. And then that will also, I assume, be when the company is completely shut down and will no longer sell products, and when Jaclyn Hill will have all of her companies completely shut down. So in conclusion, I want to give my opinion about everything. So I think that the mistrust in Jaclyn's followers really started back from when people became aware that she was making kickbacks from companies like Morphe, and the fact that she wasn't properly disclosing her ads. You then have issues like the whole lipstick situation that happened, which clearly everybody knows about. I definitely don't even have to cover that, so I feel like everyone knows about it. But the whole way that Jaclyn went about the process of her lipsticks, I feel like lost a lot of trust in her loyal followers due to her lack of accountability and the way that she was shifting blame onto other people when she was the CEO of the company. And due to this whole lipstick launch, I feel like by Jaclyn going and starting all of these other companies, it made people very wary of Jaclyn Hill and her future businesses. And then clearly seeing what happened with the brand Koze also solidified to a lot of people that they were not going to trust her moving forward or support her in general. I will be curious to see if she starts any more businesses. I've already been seeing speculations online of people thinking that she's going to start something with her husband, maybe with cooking and stuff like that. So I will be curious to see if the video in August of 2023, when she stated that she was sick of selling things to people and sick of being a salesman, if she will stick by that and be like, okay, I'm not going to start any new businesses. I'm going to go back to the beginning where I really connected with my followers, shared, makeup tips and things like that, and kind of go back to that versus starting more brands, starting more businesses, more companies. So I will be curious if she'll go into that, starting more businesses, starting more brands, starting more companies, rather than sticking with just trying to gain her followers' trust again and connecting with them in that way. So let me know if you guys would actually like me to do a whole entire deep dive of Jaclyn's entire social media career and kind of the rise and fall of that. I feel like she rose pretty quickly and then slowly started falling due to a lot of controversies that happened online. So if you guys would like me to do a whole video on that, I would love to. It would probably take me a while to get together though, because it's so much information. I think it's been over 10 years since she's been on social media, but I have been thinking of doing that, taking large influencers and kind of talking about their rise and their fall for some of them, but also how others have risen and then stayed there. So if you guys would like to see that, definitely let me know and I can do a video on that moving forward. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that she will start another business, or do you think she will stick to her thoughts and feelings in that August video where she said that she doesn't want to be a salesperson anymore and she's not going to be selling products or brands or starting brands and new businesses? I'll be curious to see what you guys think about that. So don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you made it this far in the video, leave a heart emoji, your favorite color heart. Mine is the blue, but leave your favorite heart emoji in the comments down below. And I will see you guys in next week's videos.